Hello friends, I'm going to talk a little bit about rhythm as the foundation of music and life today, albeit rather briefly, as with all of these improvised talks to camera. Try and keep things brief. Okay, let's consider music in its traditional dimensions: melody, rhythm, harmony. This is taught as I was taught in music lessons, music theory. It's incontrovertible that rhythm is something that happens across time. Rhythm is an expression of time. Rhythm creates certain times, certain temporalities in its nature of becoming, in its articulation. Rhythm is diachronic, it passes across time. Chronic relating to chronos, the god of time, and where we get words like chronology, chronological, etc. So it's incontrovertible that rhythm is intimately related to time, and melody is an expression of rhythm. A melodic phrase is an expression of rhythm, is rhythmically expressed. Again, uncontestable really, but even a single note contains within itself a multitude of rhythms, and I'm talking about the resonances of the harmonic series. This is something that we attribute to Pythagoras, but I have no doubt that previous thinkers, cultures before the time of Pythagoras were aware of these deep resonances in the sounding of a note. You have the bass tone and you have the harmonics above each in strict ratios. And so even if you sound like a single note, you hear it most definitely if you say play a very low note on the piano. You can hear other tones ringing out above. That's called the harmonic series, and those have a particular proportion, a particular ratio, and hence a temporal articulation. They play rhythms, even in a single note. You might think that just one note does not a rhythm make, but you'd be wrong, because there are rhythms within that single note as it sounds out, and that's true for any instrument. And also, let's move on to harmony. Harmony, on paper at least, theoretically, is a synchronic articulation. Synchronic, like this, one instance in time. B flat major triad, plonk, there it is. On paper, that's a synchronic thing. Doesn't really have that much to do with time. Harmonic movement in a piece of music, yes, that's expressed in time, but one chord on its own, so, seems unlikely that would have any kind of rhythm in itself. But again, if we think a little deeper about that, there are the resonances, the same kinds of resonances that we had in the sounding of a single note, you get in the articulation of a chord as well, and those play out over time. Even the articulation of the chord creates a very brief melody, a very brief rhythmical phrase. No matter how hard I try to play for example, B flat major triad on the piano, I'm still going to press those three notes, those three keys, at not quite the same time. If you think about a piece like X for Henry Flint by Lamont Young, it's been repeatedly proven in performances of that even though the score stipulates you to play one thing as loud as possible, fast and repeated, each articulation of whatever that thing is, it could be a B flat major triad, could be anything. I read about a performance involving the banging of a frying pan. Each articulation will be different, because it's impossible to do the same thing twice, and it's also impossible to put, back to my example of the B flat major triad, those three notes down at exactly the same time. They would be slightly out of sync, hence they would express a rhythm. Rhythm also exists in the structure of music, of musical composition, or improvisation as well. Certain sections emerge or are pre-composed on the page, and those have a relationship that sets up a rhythmic texture. Let's expand it just to finish this short piece, let's expand it further and think about our relationship to the environment, our existence, our relationship with other humans is a rhythmical relationship. We say, you know, we have good friends that we could say we resonate with. There's something about our particular characters that gel very nicely together. There can be certain tensions sometimes. That's what happens in all true friendships. But there is a resonance. Our relationship to the environment, as I'm speaking this to camera, I'm breathing, thankfully. And as I breathe, I'm setting up a rhythmical relationship with my environment. I'm over in the park. It's very nice on this Sunday morning. The air here is sustaining me as I deliver this improvised piece. That is a rhythmical relationship. The sound of a car driving past, like just then, has a rhythmical relationship to the articulation of my words. As I talk, I'm gesticulating, as I tend to do, certain rhythms that, for me, feel very natural to coincide with the articulation of what I'm saying. So rhythm is everywhere, especially when you start looking for it very deeply. So this is why I say rhythm is the foundation of music, and rhythm is the foundation of life itself, and our place in the experience of it, our place as part of yet another rhythm of cosmic existence. And on that note, friends, I bid you farewell for now. Hope you have a good day and take care.